Welcome back to The Reason Solutions. Of course, I'm your host, Marc Reason, and today we open up with this is a two-part series, I call it. Yesterday, I talked to Judge-Lewis Vinson. Today, I'm talking to firstborn Elijah Judge-Lewis Vinson. I get a whole name. He know. I taught this young man in middle school. I coached him as captain on my Sharon Knights basketball team, or my Harambe basketball team, or AAU. I watched him be a leader all the time. Some people it's innate to lead. And even when he was trying to fall back, he just had leadership in him. I'm gonna drop this little nugget on him and see if he remember. I even remember when he was first started driving. We was going away to Virginia or the AU tournament. He came riding up in his dad SUV, jumped out the car. I said, "Look at this boy on the wheels of steel, riding." I was like, and now was that 14 years ago, 15 years ago?
Yes.
And look at it now. He went on to earn multiple scholarship offers, American University, Temple, Syracuse, Cabrini. He became a business owner at 23, business owner, entrepreneur. Y'all got that? Okay. He launched a second business. He plays basketball and football. He sings. He haven't sing in a while, but I know he drums. And at 24 years old, he also survived a burn injury that we're going to talk about. This young man, this leader, who you're going to meet for the first time, who I have the pleasure of God blessing him to be in my life. He always thanks me about what I do. I thank him for just being himself all the time. Always respectful, always the $1 million smile, look people in the eye. I know his dad told him that, shake their hand. And on the side, he loved his dad turkey burgers with that lettuce on there and that tomatoes. So I want to start off this conversation. As a young person, you carried yourself differently. And especially living in this city of Philadelphia, it's easy to go left or right or follow somebody. What gave you that knowledge of yourself that made you move the way you moved as a young person?
Well, I will say it started with a strong sense of family. My father used to say this quote, "Dare to be different," all the time. And he never wanted me or my siblings to be a part of the crowd. And it's very easy when you're from the city, being an inner city child, that you can fall into certain habits that aren't productive. So he would say that all the time. And with coming from the inner city, when there are certain things that can hinder you as a child, I never wanted to be a part of that. So I always wanted to be a step above the rest. And naturally, it just kind of followed me with everything I did, from scholar to athletics to extracurriculars.
So you earned offers, scholarship offers, multiple universities. What really pushed you into knowing that you had to be sound with your academics, being a scholar?
Well, with being a student, it came from, aside from my family, it came from a personal desire where I wanted to show my talent and show my skill. And I know that I'm very diligent when it comes to work. And with that, naturally excel when it came to academics, because certain things came easy to me. Where like communicating through writing or expressing myself through numbers and art, that just came natural to me. And that helped propel me to a certain stratosphere where people gave me recognition that I wanted it to keep coming. Like, I know I'm doing something right.
Acknowledgement.
Yes. So that furthered my drive to be better.
Tailing off of that, you were involved in a Student African American Brotherhood internship at the DA's office and the Arrestment Fund. What drove you to pursue those experiences alongside of everything else you were doing?
I wanted to be well-rounded as a student. And there's a quote you used to say, "You're a gentleman and a scholar." With being a gentleman, I wanted to be somebody that the community looked to for guidance, as a sort of beacon of hope. Aside from athletics, because athletics is always pushed in the Black community when kids are young.
Yeah.
Now, not as hard as academics are. So when it came to applying to colleges and becoming well-versed, I wanted them to look at me not just an athlete, but a scholar athlete. I did not want to just be considered for my athletic ability. I want them to know that I'm well-versed when it comes to people, communicating, articulating, arts, all of those things. So that's what pushed me to be a part of those internships. And not only did I want to be well-rounded for college, I wanted to make my parents proud, where you always want to do better than your predecessors. So my parents always pushed me to be better than them. Their parents pushed them to be better than them. And so it's a constant cycle. And with my parents not being as much involved in school as I was,
Okay.
I want to pay it forward by actually being better than what they had set out for me.
Tell us
Yeah.
about your love and how arts made you think differently, or just what got you so engaged in expressing yourself that way. Because young boys singing and drumming, technically that's not cool. But what
Yeah.
got you into that?
Yes. Well, there are a few people that I would attribute my music love to. My grandfather, on my mother's side, every day he would play jazz all day. And so getting used to the instruments and certain vocals that you don't hear on your day-to-day growing up in my generation on the radio, it offered a different perspective where I was intrigued at how that sound molded into this sound today. And I wanted to be a part of that. And it started with singing,
Okay.
but it transitioned into drumming.
You still be singing now? You a little deeper now? Can you get
No,
there?
no,
Can
no,
you get
I-
there? Can you get there? Let me hear something. I'll cut it out. Let me hear something. Say, nah, I'm just playing.
No, but I can't hold a note no more.
Nah,
man.
nah.
I don't know.
That's funny. What I want our audience to know, two phases. You started Vinson's Auto-Services at 23, and I know you had to take a break, and now you're kind of walking your way back into it. Tell us about what gave you the concept of, hey, I can start a business. What's your direction now, and how can people reach out to you, and what kind of support you might need to help grow your business, like a building or some services or some grants?
It began with my love for cars. My father started out as a mechanic when he was around my age.
I never knew
And
that.
then,
Never
yeah,
knew that.
in the military, he was a certified mechanic.
Okay.
And then when he got out of the military, he moved to North Carolina and he became a state inspector. Excuse me. So that helped propel my love for cars because he would clean his car and my mother's car about once a week. And it was therapeutic to him. He would have his music playing. He would have his 2 hours to clean his car. And he would always get recognition from everybody that we know. Like, if they acknowledge him for anything, they would always say, yo, John Vinson keeps a clean car. And I always admired that because he took pride in his work. And for me, I wanted to make people feel good with what I could give them. As a black man, it's one thing when you are just per se used for what you can provide, but and the flip side, when you want to actually be providing that, it creates this joy for you, and that's what it did for me. And the future for my business, I always wanted a shop, and I always wanted somewhere for people to be able to bring their cars and to feel better when they leave than when they came. Because a clean car is a happy car, and like the saying go, when you look good, you feel good. When you feel good, you play good. When you play good, you pay good.
That's Deion Sanders.
Yes, sir.
That's prime time. So yeah, that's dope. So this question for me is deeply personal. It touched my heart watching you come back from when you went the car accident and you survived the burn injury that you received. Can you tell people about just the walk through that, to come back through that, and how you support people now through what you went through as a painful, life-threatening situation?
Yes. So for those that don't know, I sustained 70% burns from a car accident I had over 4 years ago. And I was in the hospital for about 3 months, and the road to recovery was about 9 months post-op. And since then, I do have consistent surgeries every 3 to 6 months to help with rehab and rehabilitation with elasticity of the skin and mobility of things of that nature. But that was the most difficult thing I've ever had to endure. And it just showed me how strong I was.
Let me ask you a question before you go further. So, because I don't want people to assume, and I don't assume, elasticity of the skin. What does that entail?
So with getting skin grafts, that new layer of skin that they put on that layer that was originally burned, doesn't have as much mobility as the original skin per se.
Okay.
So,
all right. So, and then is it a process? Is it a time frame where you can feel the elasticity, or did you get full elasticity eventually over like time period of time, like over months or years?
the surgeries I have now are called laser surgeries. They are not 100% effective, but they do help consistently over time. So like right now, I'm on my 6th laser surgery, 20 surgeries in total since my original accident. And I will say that it has helped, but to give you a perspective, let's say my original 100% prior to the accident is right now, my 80% prior to the accident of me being healthy is my 100% now. I just will never be able to get that 20% back, which is fine. I just have to get used to what I have now.
Now, you said you go volunteer. Like, how does that work out? How did that come about that you're volunteering, supporting people that have experienced burns like you did?
Well, I had a gentleman by the name of Mr. Steve come see me in the hospital, and he sustained burn injuries to his hands and feet. And he gave me his perspective. And it was comforting to see somebody in a similar situation get out of the hospital. Because at this time I was still in the hospital. And he told me he was a part of a group called Peer Support. And
Okay.
Peer Support, the nurses or doctors, they'll call you up and they'll present you with a patient, give you the rundown, and see if you will be willing to come basically just have a conversation with them.
Okay.
And that's something I always wanted to do, be a sign of hope for people, because I was one of the youngest individuals in the burn unit at the time to become a peer supporter.
So what's the, I guess we can see the physical struggle. What's the mental struggle that goes along with that, if you want to share?
Yes, of course. So from my history of being an athlete or the performer, I always wanted to be able to do things on my own. And I wasn't able to because I was bedridden for a long time. I had to rely on other people to help me. So that taught me a lot of patience. It taught me to ask for help. And it also taught me that sometimes it is okay that things take time. I want it to happen right now because I know 23-year-old lives could get it done.
Yeah.
And that's who I feel like in my mind.
Gotcha.
But when I look at my current situation, I'm like, got to take a chill pill, got to relax a little bit. I got to allow these people that surround me, I have to lean on them. And that's why I credit my family so much, because without them, it would have been a longer road alone as opposed to going together.
So with that being the point, what words of wisdom, of encouragement could you give a young person that's going through not maybe a burn victim situation, but just a tough life struggle right now? What would you tell them from the experiences you had as a young person speaking to another young person or older person?
That's a great question. I would say that the good Lord wills it, but it is inside of you to get it done. So, for instance, like when I'm laying in that hospital bed and I just had this inkling to get up, the good Lord wasn't physically there. He put the energy in me to get up. And from there, I always had to believe in myself.
Okay.
Have a strong foundation of religion and things to believe in,
Amen.
but believing in yourself and that you can do much more than what you think is physically capable.
Gotcha.
All you got to do is just try.
There it is.
And it's always going to be a road within that trying period. But as long as you try, I promise you will eventually get there. A nurse used to tell me, Elijah, I know you want this microwave meal, but we are working with the oven.
I know that's right. Tell the audience about E2 Logistics.
E2 Logistics is a business me and my mother came up with post-accident because she quit her job to basically take care of me. And for me, I wanted to be able to do something. I knew I couldn't go back outside because I have a limitation on my sun exposure. E2 Logistics is basically what it is, a solutions-based business. I'm what some may consider a middleman. So basically, we take contracts from the city or the government and try to plug in certain contractors to basically fulfill this contract.
All right.
And that's basically what we have been doing as of recently, these past 2-3 years.
So y'all get the contracts, and then how do you get like people that to connect with the contracts?
So for me, it's basically just about having a vast network. Everybody that I talk to can always be useful.
Okay.
And with that, I have, based off of my career and what I've built up to this point, I have a vast network of people that I can rely on for certain things, or just lean on and poke their ear about to see if this will be something that they will be able to satisfy. And to compound that, my mother, who has, doubled my career years, she has a vast network and she has a background in communication.
Okay.
She knows how to convey to people, how to get them to, satisfy certain needs within a contract.
So that's a mom and pop business then.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's really dope. My last question. It seems like this thing just been flying by, because the reason why it's been flying by, because it's not an interview, it's a conversation.
Yes.
Before I say my last question, I always forget to say this. People, if you're listening, subscribe, like, and share. I always forget to say that because I be having too much fun on these conversations that I forget that this is a podcast. This is a video. And the only way to get out there for people to learn and grow, and also grow grow the platform, my platform, The Reason Solutions is tell people to subscribe, like, and share. If you had some walk-away comments that you wanted to share with people about you, about your life, about what's next, or just to encourage somebody, I'm going to give you the last word because I want people to hear your voice last, not mine.
There's a quote that I recently seen, and it pertains to specifically young Black boys. I want to touch on them for a minute.
Okay.
Because oftentimes we are overlooked and underutilized for our full potential. When it comes to people in my position that recognize the grind and the consistency it takes to get from being that 10 to 12-year-old boy that is constantly influenced by negativity to surpass that and walk into positivity.
Yes.
People come from my perspective. Okay, the quote is, you can't tell the difference between a wolf and a sheepdog if all you're looking for is teeth.
Okay.
What I mean by that is, if I'm only looking for the negative aspects within a child or in the youth, then I will never be able to tell who I can actually touch and navigate towards a better path. Because all it takes is one person to touch you.
I know that's right.
It's a little conversation, and that's all it could take, because it can stay with you forever.
Me and Baba Ali used to always talk about that. And
I was just about to mention that.
And we used to always say, our job as educators, not teachers, because Baba Keith told us we were educators, not teachers. We pulling the stuff out of y'all. We used to always say, we sit around at the end of the day, after teaching all day, and said, we need to find one little success in a person, because if you find that success in them, that could build into other stuff. And the quote was, people don't care how much you know. They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that's what we used to always say.
Yes, absolutely. I was just about to touch on you two gentlemen, because, I'm always going to give you your flowers, Baba. And there was this one night after practice, we driving in the Avalanche. You dropped
Not
me
the
off home.
Avalon, baby. I missed the Avalon. That was my best car I ever had, the Avalon. It was broken down, but the Avalon was getting us there.
Now, I remember, man, we would be packed like sardines
6
in that
deep
car.
in there. Somebody laying across somebody's legs. That's so many tickets I was supposed to got.
Now, I remember that like yesterday. You asked me, did I eat? And I said, nah, Baba, I didn't. And you was like, all right. You came back, you had a little bowl of spaghetti. You said, now, this supposed to be my lunch. We're supposed to split this. I'm like, all right, I got you, Baba. I really appreciate it. After practice, you dropped me off home. You stopped the car. You turned around to me and you said, listen here, bro. I'm going to read about you one day in the newspaper for academics or athletics. You got a spark in you, and I just want you to follow through with it. And those words stuck with me like glue. I remember them all the time. I just have to say, I appreciate you for everything, Baba.
Yeah. And love you, man.
I love you too, Baba.
Man, it's great seeing you. I get so much selfish pleasure out of doing this thing. And like I end all my podcasts, I tell people, stay curious, stay critical, stay in the conversation. Peace.
Peace.